Hello everyone, welcome back to DIY Beauty on Purpose. My name is Leonep and today I have for you 4 farmhouse DIY decor that will definitely wow anyone who visits you. So we're going to start with these 4 boards here. It used to be a longer one and I cut them to what would be almost a square, but not quite. It's a little bit of rectangle, but it'll work for what I needed. So I'm just going to give them a quick sand here and make sure that they're nicely dusted. And then to start painting, I am going to give them one pretty heavy coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white.
Stay with me now till the morning light. Before you turn away, I just want you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away.
And once the paint was dry, I am now going to distress them, basically focusing on the edges using a 220 grit sandpaper and my hand sander.
Make up your mind that I know where to find them, standing right here.
Using my Cricut, I cut out the word home in capital letters, and I also assigned them the appropriate numeric number. Yeah, numeric number. As I would be on a Scrabble game. So you've seen these Scrabble tiles, right? The ones that you can put on the wall, you can spell out names and they look very cute. I've never done them myself, so I thought I'd give them a try, but I'm going to give them a spin that's a little different. So I'm just going to start placing them right on the tiles. Alright, so to hang them, I am going to give them little hooks to connect to each other. So I am going to measure here 1.5 inches from the outside and of each tile. Now on the top letter, it's going to be only on the bottom of the letter, and on the bottom letter is only going to be on the top of the tile. Now the 2 middle tiles are going to have them on both the top and the bottom. And now I am using a screw to just screw it in and screw it right back out just to create a little hole. And then I'm going to be able to just screw in the little hooks that I believe I got on Amazon, but I could be wrong. Maybe I did get them at the hardware store, but you can find them anywhere. These are white, but you can find them in black as well as stainless steel. So what I am doing is the little hooks that are on top, I am going to face them front and back, so no sideways. So kind of like front to back. Now the ones that are on the bottom, I'm going to set them to where they're sideways, just like that. That way they can connect to each other nicely. And this is where it all makes sense. You see how they connect because 1 or 2 of them are facing one way and the other one the other way. And that way they just connect nicely. So on the top one, I am going to add a claw hook, and that's where it would hang. And that's it. Isn't this like a super easy DIY? You need a few tools, but nothing very intimidating. I did use my miter saw to cut the tiles, but if you have foam board, you can create them with foam board. You can use this to inspire you in so many ways, but I love using my tools and wood, so this was a perfect project for me. All right, so for this next DIY, so simple, guys. Anyone can make this. I'm going to use these jumbo crafting sticks that I got at Walmart. They come a whole bunch for like, I want to say it was like $3. And I am going to use several here. I am going to take 3, and then a 4th one, I am going to crisscross, hot gluing them together. That way it'll be nicely secure. And I'm just making sure that the stick that is across actually stays within the 3. So I'm making sure that the circle part kind of matches with the top and the bottom. I'm going to create another one with 3, and then I'm going to create 2 of them with just 2.
Going back to my old hometown, picking up the years I leave behind. Getting in my car, I drive as memories fly by. Driving by the fields I used to run through, where you were chasing me. We were riding out under the bleachers when no one could see.
So what I want to create with these little panels now, I am going to create a very farmhouse style floral vase. So I'm going to take this scrap piece of foam board. This is just so that the florals that I add does not go all the way through, and it also acts a little bit more for stability for the vase. So I'm just going to hot glue it just about, I don't know, maybe about 1.5 inches from the bottom. Now this one here, some of the craft sticks were a little bowed, so I did have to take a piece of another one and just hot glue it on top just to add or to keep them straight. But that's it. I just only had it to add it to that one. And then I am going to hot glue all of the sides, making it a nice sturdy vase. And I'm also going to hot glue all the edges to each other, and that way it kind of brings it all together.
Sweet memories of a town I loved, but oh, changed when you left. I keep on asking myself in my mind, were you the one that got away? Moved a few times but ended up in Nashville. Tried to settle my restless soul. Got a job that felt like forever when I met you. You made me happy, we danced through the night. Life was music and I was your wife. Time flies and the years went by.
Once everything was dry and all together, it's time to give it one pretty heavy coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white.
Sweet memories of a town I loved, but oh, changed when you left. I keep on.
And once the paint was dry, I am now adding some antiquing wax. This is by Waverly in their brown tone. I'm just adding them here and there just to add a little bit of dimension and a distressed look.
Myself in my mind, were you the one that got away? Went for the dream, but I got lost. This house I leave is nothing like us. Chased happiness, ended up on a one-way street.
I am now going to wrap jute twine all around. I want this to look like the jute twine is kind of holding together these wooden sticks, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to wrap it around twice and make a very simple knot in the front.
Nowhere, that's why I leave. Past the creek where we used to swim. Jump the fence before the summer begins, and getting cool in the summer heat with you, my sweet. Sitting in the back of your car.
And now I'm going to add these grassy florals that I got on Amazon, really inexpensive, and I use them all the time. I love how bright and how versatile they are. And this little vase turned out so adorable. Gosh, I would say this is very close to being my favorite from today, but I'll let you know which one is my favorite at the end.
This road to take us far. Now I've been way too long. I'm going home. Oh, sweet
Alright, so for this next DIY, I am going to take 2 of the canvases from the Dollar Tree and remove the canvas from both of them. Once I had the frames all set, I am going to hot glue them together long ways. So I'm going to create like a long frame for this next DIY. Once I have them hot glued, I am going to turn them around and staple them for more stability. And then I am going to give it 1 coat of Waverly chalk paint in their ink tone.
Heading back to what used to be home, passing by those little towns I know so well, stopping for gas and then I'm behind the wheel again. Driving is like a spiritual cleanse where every mile is a new beginning and every bend holds a new end. Eyes on the road, don't lose control. I'm speeding fast to chase my soul. I'm driving to get away.
Once the paint was dry, I am going to add some crafting chicken wire. This is very flexible, a lot easier to work with than the real chicken wire from the hardware store. And I'm going to staple it in place and then cut the excess so that I have a nice fit to the frame. And then I am going to make sure that anything that is sticking out that would scratch or cut anything or anyone, I'm going to make sure that I fold them inwards, and that way they're not sticking out. And then I decided to add this ribbon. This is actually not ribbon. This is actually part of a Dollar Tree hat that I pulled apart several months ago for DIYs that I did then. And I'm just going to have whatever I have left over. I'm just going to wrap it or hot glue it to the front of the frame. This will give it just some texture that I just kind of wanted it to have. And yeah, I'm just going to hot glue it, and then I'm going to paint the ribbon black as well.
Running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day. The neon lights in the fast lane light, riding high, reaching for the sky. I had it all but lost and fell back down again. Spent my time playing the game where every single day was a losing battle and every drink was a dead end. Eyes on the goal, don't lose control. I'm living fast, I've lost my soul. I'm driving to get away. Running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day.
And now it's time to add some florals. I'm just going to make a little swag here for the top of the frame using Dollar General florals as well as some Dollar Tree frosted grassy picks. And I'm going to secure it in the middle with some jute twine, wrap it around, secure it with hot glue, and then I'm just going to hot glue it to the top of the frame. And that way it just adds a very, I don't know, maybe modern farmhouse look to it. I really love the way this turned out. It's a perfect place to add pictures. I will be adding some mini clothespins to it. You can put notes on here. I just think it's perfect for a small little wall area that may be needing some wall decor.
How did I get caught? The walls are caving in. How come I got lost?
Alright, so for this next DIY, I am going to use this jar from the Dollar Tree and this tape as well from the Dollar Tree. I removed the lid from the jar, and I'm now going to place the tape in random shape, but it all turned out to be kind of like an X form. And basically what I'm trying to do here, I'm going to paint the jar in that black ink tone paint from Waverly, and I want to be able to remove the tape and then have the clear glass show through. when I painted it black, it actually painted it very well, except I should have done 2 coats. At first, I thought it was sufficient because it looked dark enough, but in the end, after I had already removed the tape, I realized that I'm gonna put little lights inside to light it up. It was not enough. I should have done 2 coats. So if you're gonna redo something like this or recreate something like this, my suggestion is to do 2 coats. I should have done it, but once I removed the tape, it would have been very difficult to kind of like match this design. So I just left it as is, but just, live and learn kind of thing. I did get some bleed through, so I did have to clean that up with a wet rag.
Lost road, crossroad, ocean and sky. So searching, soul hurting, fire.
I wrapped some jute twine at the top of the jar, wrapped it around a few times, made a simple knot in the front. And then I added the lights that I mentioned earlier. They are from the Dollar General. They're $5 and a good size of them. You get 30 lights. They're battery operated. And at first I thought I could just put them in just like this, like they came out of the package. But I did have to remove the tie and just put them all in. But no big deal. It worked out in the end and it looked absolutely stunning. I added this frosted greenery picks that I have had for a while, and they just look absolutely stunning. Again, I wish I would have done 2 coats, but overall, I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This is it for today. If you're visiting for the first time, I hope you consider subscribing and joining our YouTube family. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it inspires you. I'm going to have a link here with a playlist with tons of my mega videos that are filled with tons of inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later. Have a blessed day. Bye.